Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, this is a basic issue, and I would implore the chair of the Budget Committee to listen to me. The fact that the committee noted the need of the counties, that is the basic issue. The basic issue here is not whether people support devolution or not. The basic issue is the process of the BPS. When we do the BPS, Mr. Speaker, we have tremendous amount of details from the national government telling us in great detail what the needs of the national government is, department by department, agency by agency. At that time, the National Assembly has no idea completely what the needs of the counties are. So to a large extent, the BPS is a document of the National Assembly. In fact, it's a document of the national government and not a document of the country. So that when we come to the division of revenue, which is a direct product of the budget policy statement, we are actually guided by only two factors. Factor number one is the constitutional 15%. Then factor number two is from the allocation of revenue commission, whose details we do not know when we are discussing this at the National Assembly. So what happens, Mr. Speaker, is depending on those two factors, we come with a figure without knowing what the needs of the county governments are. So the chair of the committee is right when he says that when they sat down, now they started to see the needs of the county governments. And they are accounting ECDs, they are counting health, they are counting irrigation, they are counting water. That is because we missed that information when we are discussing the budget policy statement. And that is where the division of revenue bill comes from. So unless we look at that factor, Mr. Speaker, this thing will be perennial. We will always be having a mediation in this process because the Senate actually has a better insight of what the needs of the counties are than us. And they understand emotionally, constitutionally, that it is their duty to support the counties. Therefore, they delve to find out what is it they need. The National Assembly at that time has no information. So then we make the decision of the division of revenue on that basis. And therefore we have to wait until they refuse. Then we sit down, and that is when we start to have an inkling as a National Assembly, and not the whole National Assembly, only those who are involved in the negotiation. So this is where the problem is. And actually it is a reflection that we have not actually implemented the devolution process properly. It also relates to what happens to the ministries. Look at ministries where we say they're devolved, but they still have national functions. Look at health, look at agriculture, look at water, look at even fisheries. There's still a lot of money that is actually being allocated at the national level, while these functions are actually agreed to have been devolved. Now, where is the link where the national government and the county governments actually meet and see the needs of each other? The Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee actually, in my view, is not working. It's not working. The Council of Governors, the Secretariat, and the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee are actually fighting each other. They are not working together. So where does the national government get to know the problems of the counties? The technical officers at the county, where do they get an insight in the process of the policies that will affect what they implement? So, Mr. Speaker, that is the problem, and that's what we need to address. And where can we address it? IBEC. Because it is IBEC that there is this meeting, and I'll actually talk to the chair of the budget committee because I really wanted to listen to this. If IBEC would then come with the details that we require and come to us at the time of discussion, we may actually solve this problem, and we may not have these negotiations year in, year out, because we'll have then seen the needs at National Assembly when we are discussing the division of revenue bill. So as much as
Thank you, Chair. I hope the Chair budget got that. The member for Kimilili. And members, like I said earlier, there are members who started queuing at 9:30. And they are on this queue, so I'm going to follow the queue the way it is.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity also to contribute to this very important bill in this country. And for the first time, Honorable Speaker, I want to